What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Team Big Plays. I'm here. I'm back with the boys.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording, guy.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Sub to Team Sodor. Moving on.
Okay. So, anyways, to the actual profile. What are we playing today?
Playing rock.
Rock?
Yeah,
What kind of rock?
Playing kids with rock.
Kid
Oh,
Rock.
prank rocks.
Kid Rock, not affiliated with Kid Rock, but this is Kid Rock.
Just Kid
Rock.
Yeah. 2 C's.
It's just like kids out in the middle of the street throwing,
Playing
playing
Throwing
catch
rocks.
with a rock.
Yeah, throwing rocks at kids.
So,
Like, I mean,
all right. So let's get in the video, man. What you got for
of
me?
course. Let's start with that main deck, of course. To get it going, you're gonna of course play 3 of each of the tuners because you can't just play Adamancipator without them.
Yeah.
So, boop, 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 boop. It's not my greatest setup. This one special summons when you have any rock on the field. This one special summons when you have an Adamancipator on the field.
Yep.
This one special summons when you have more things, when the opponent has more things than you. Stupid.
Yep.
Basically, if you watched my last profile, you would know that.
Links in the description below.
Yeah. Then you play the 1 Dragite. I just think playing 2 is bricky, and you're only running it to draw a card or get a good excavation. For extenders, in a way, you got Supplier. Whenever a rock leaves the field, you can special summon this, and then when you special summon it, you can search a Kawaki Marrow card or anything with the name Iron Core Kawaki Marrow in it. So Guardian is your Nibiru proof of the deck. So yeah, pretty good. Good starters. We got Doki Doki. It's good for just getting started, really. You just discard a rock, level 4 or anything like that. You can special summon, I don't know, you can special summon the level 4 tuner, you can special summon Roxy's, you can do whatever. Slight extender if you want to get into like your rank 4s, Parallel Exceed, or if you want to just use it to go into a Raptite, which is, I do that all the time. Time for the prank kids, because that's what you're here for. Got 3 Roxy's because it's a rock. If you're playing not a rock in a rock deck, it's kind of stupid. And if you're playing the Battle Butler version, you can play each of the regular kids. If you're playing just the other version, you could just run this. That's it. Then you run the 1 Pandemonium because it's your good fusion spell to keep going. 1 extender, Gigantes, it's just good. Good extender. For the spells, 3 signs and 1 foolish. Your sign is just a reborn, and you can stack if you summon an Adamancipator with it, which is you can use to summon the Dragite crystal and stack your deck, and then you can just draw the card that you stacked. So if you need to get yourself into like a researcher or something real quick, it's the perfect way to do it. Needle fiber target and a union carrier target. Spike spreader, so it's a good extender, and this is basically a Necro Valley for your opponent's graveyard. Hand traps, because you need them in this format. 3 Ash, 3 Bell, and 3 Imperm. Pretty good. For your extra deck, since we are playing the Prank Kids variant, play Meow Mew. It's good for Battle Butler, and it's good to trigger off your Roxy's or whatever you use to summon it. You'll link those off, go into Doodle Doodle. Doodle Doodle is basically, you search your Pandemonium and trigger all the other effects, and then you get to tribute it off to add 2 Prank Kids back to your hand. So you can have that Pandemonium ready if you want to use it. Union Carrier, Needle Fiber, Unicorn, and Appaloosa. That's to equip the Wizard Buster. That's to summon your Plague Spreader. That's good removal, and you got Negate. So if you want to have negates, there you go. Because essentially with the Adamancipator Prank Kid version, you can still full combo with the Adamancipators, and you can still get the Prank Kids going. So you can have the wipe and just a bunch of negates if you want to. It's your Battle Butler. Since Meow Moo is the thing,
It's broken.
you can just do that Banisher from grave and you're good. You got 1 wipe.
Prank Kids.
Or 2 wipes if you want to go that way. Your Xyz, you're gonna be playing Gallant Granite, play 1. Then you got Abyss Dweller because a lot of stuff activates in Graveyard in this format. So you might as well just use Dweller. For Synchros, because this is Adamancipator, playing Juju. Juju is good for protection and it's got a good send effect if you have monsters of the same type in the grave, but with different names. So it's really good for that. Reptite is traditional for Adamancipator because it summons any rock that you excavate. Leonite is good for if you want to get an Adamancipator card in your hand. So it's essentially the same effect, but you get Adamancipator cards in your hand. This is your main removal of the deck. You're essentially going to go off top 5. Any amount of rocks that you do, it's the amount of cards you can bounce. It also has a second effect in which it can negate. If you control a water monster in grave, this one is effective when you control a fire monster in your grave, lets you summon a rock from your grave for free. This one is a DD Crow whenever you control a wind in your grave. And then you got your Crystal Wing and your Borderless Savage. So I'd say it rounds up the extra deck. And since this does depend on format, I will show you my side for the current format. So I'm playing 3 Dark Ruler if I'm going for second, because it's good to just break a board. It's just Dark Ruler. 2 Cyclone just to remove. 2 Veiler. Got 3 Ogre. You got your Gamma Driver. And you got Tunavir. You can main deck this if you want to, but I honestly don't for personal preference. And most of the stuff in the extra deck is pretty liberal, so if you want to run Nat Beast, you can, because I get that a lot. You should run Nat Beast. But in this variant, I see it as a little more difficult too. But if you're playing like pure Adamancipator, go for it. Just go for it.
Cool, cool. All right, thank you. If you guys enjoyed the content, like, subscribe, notification bell. All the links will be in the description below. And yeah, peace, peace.
Why are your outros so cringy?
I don't. How else do you explain?